Okay guys, welcome back, and let's continue playing. We stopped right after the tutorial, where we found out that apparently we've been out for 3 days, and we nearly died, apparently. But we're safe now. Also, it seems we can level up because of this little arrow going up in the corner. So let's see what we can level up with. Now, off-screen, I was taking a look at the different abilities. Now, I am going to focus on double daggers eventually, since I will be doing a lot of combat, but not in the beginning. These things down here is, currently, like, I want to get to this point eventually, but not yet, because I'm not going to need that extra damage. I'm not going to really go into archery all too much. Subterfuge, I've pretty much gotten what I wanted, for the most part, in the beginning. Later on, I'll get things like, Shadow Strike, you take your enemy by surprise with an attack that basically increase damage. That's not really what I'm interested in in the beginning, because I want more. I can do a lot more survival on my own. So, I was thinking of either doing caltrops, which would be useful, or poisoned weapons. Now, I have actually thought about this, and I'm going to go with the poisoned weapons, because it says 10 seconds. Now remember, 10 seconds in a game can actually go by either fast or slow, depending on what you're doing. You can go by really fast if you're playing really a slow game. Like if you play, let's say you play a mobile game, like on your phone, then you think you played for like 10 seconds, but maybe then you end up finding like you played up for a minute. But in games like this, where combat is important, and you can pause time, poisoned weapons actually is really useful. So I'm going to take that, and apply, and back. So now I have poisoned weapons, something I really want to use. Now, let's continue and meet up with Cassandra in the Chantry. They salute me. But I don't care about them as much as I care about loot. Is there anything right here? I don't think so. But there is this building. Anything in here I can loot? Nope. I'm the Herald of Andraste? Okay. Well, I should say that there is some meaning behind that Herald of Andraste title. I don't entirely know what it is, but I do know, through a little bit of exploration of the game, that Andraste is basically God's wife, if you want to say it. The wife of God, if you wanted to put it another way. There's a tons of ways you could put it, but it's basically just simplest to put it that way. Now, I would talk to him. He doesn't have that speech bubble, but I can't at the moment because of our quest. However, I remember... Aha! I can do this over here. Now, this is I'll just summarize. Actually, I'll read it. You know Andraste's old Mabari, a dog. You know Andraste's old dog. He doesn't show up in the chant, and if you ask those holy sisters, well, they'll say Andraste can't. They can't have some big old smelly war dog. But all Ferelden knows it right. Our sweet lady needed someone who would warm her feet at night. And there's Andraste's Mabari by the holy prophet's side. In the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, that dog, he guards Andraste without arrogance or fear, only asking of his mistress just to scratch behind the ears. But then old Mafrath gets to plotting, tries to lure the dog away, but even as they trap the prophet, her Mabari never strays. And there's Andraste's Mabari, by the holy prophet's side. In the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Oh, they thought the wounds had killed him, but then he limped out toward the fire, and Hessarian he shed a tear, as a dog laid on the pyre. And there's Andraste's Mabari, by the holy prophet's side. In the fight against Tevinter, that dog would never hide. They say the Maker sent him special, always loyal without pride, so he could be the sworn companion of the Maker's holy bride. Yes, that Mabari's the companion of the Maker's holy bride. A popular, if historically unlikely, Ferelden Tavern song. So, basically, to summarize this entire poem, or I guess you could call it a song if you wanted to make it into that, it's basically, to protect his wife, the Maker gave Andraste an old Mabari, or in this case, a big old smelly war dog. Now, it seems that as the story progresses, basically, the dog was always loyal to her, stayed by her side, and sworn companion. But then, Mafroth, who seems to not like Andraste, tries to lure the dog away. So he or she can trap the prophet, but the dog doesn't go away. And instead, the dog and Mafroth probably end up fighting, and he ends up falling in a fire. Like, he walks him into a fire, and then lays there. I'm guessing Asarian is... I don't know who Asarian is. I don't know yet. We'll probably find out later on. But Asarian's mourning over the dog's death, because of the dog's loyalty. And that's the story of the old Mabari. What way is it? Ah, damn, I can't read it again. I'll look at it later if I can find it. And I'm guessing those things up there, those dog-like statues, are probably statues of Andraste's old Mabari. Probably, I don't know. Don't quote me on it.
That's him. He stopped the breach from getting any bigger.
You bet your ass I did. What's this? Patient observations, day 3. Less thrashing, some response to stimulus. Vitals seem solid. 2 attempts so far by locals to break into the Chantry to kill my patient. Who the fuck tries to kill me? All this work to save his life, and all his life to save... And will they just execute him? Will inform Lady Cassandra. I expect him to wake before the morn. So this was day 3. Day 2 is around here. I know where it is. I just went in the wrong direction to get day 2. I forgot that was day 3. I don't want to stop running into tents.
Good luck seeing those rings.
If I remember, there's a text over here, isn't there? Wait, what? Oh! It's this over here. Dragonling scales. Good. Something I can use for armor. Not now, but later. They're in my way. And I know they're supposed to be there intentionally, so I just skip past them. But I'm actually going to get you guys the day 2 real quick. Because I know where it is. Take a little while to get it there. I wonder, can I do... Is it possible to... I know it's probably not, but I just want to test it. Nope, it's not. Damn it. I can't jump high enough. It's over here? Oh, okay, this. Some dragon thorn. Nothing in here. It's so barren in here, kind of. This supposed to be day 2, right? Yeah. Patient observations. Day 2. Pulse normal, breathing normal, still unresponsive, careful drop feed and prep. Elfroot extract to hasten his recovery. A lot of thrashing. Mutters about too many eyes. Something about the gray. Encouraging? So it seems that day 1, I was in horrible condition. Day 2, I start to improve. And day 3, I'm trying to get executed by people as I recover quickly. The Avar Toy Soldier. Alright, now that I've gotten most of the text that you can get while in this point in the game, let's go and meet with Cassandra. And there's members of the Chantry. Here's one thing. Okay, so I'll loot this. Another Daily Choice Soldier and something else. I'm going to read. The Study of the Fade. Okay, so I don't really feel like reading this all to you, because I can basically summarize it. The Fade is basically I guess you call it a mirror world to our own in the game of in Dragon Age. How it works is, it's a completely changing world. There is no set existence. The spirits and demons within it they interact with people who visit the Fade, people who dream, and by dreaming, people enter the Fade, and demons and other such creatures end up copying what we know and reproduce it in their own world. It seems that this is because demons and spirits have no they have no ambition or reason to create things, so they just don't do anything. And in this text, they talk about how they discover the Fade, this information they have, and how one guy, I think it was like one lord or one king, spent tons of resources just trying to get into the Fade and have it scouted out, but it failed because, as I said, the Fade is constantly changing. There's no one thing going on. Apprentice armor. I know I can get that too.
Completely mad. He should be taken to Val Royal immediately, to be tried by whomever becomes the
Just real quick, this thing here is basically prayer for the dead.
I do not believe he is guilty.
The elf failed, Seeker. The breach is still in the sky. For all you know, he intended it this way.
I do not believe that.
That is not for you to decide. Your duty is to serve the Chantry.
My duty is to serve the principles on which the Chantry was founded, Chancellor, as is yours.
Alright, just real quick, I want to see if, can I go over in here? I can, but it doesn't trigger the event. So I'm going to come back. Can I leave? No, I can't. I can't lift that yet. So after this little brief moment in the story, I'm going to come back out here, enter here, because there's a little event we can watch and participate in. And I'm going to see what's behind this door. I've never been behind here, so I'm really curious. So let's go into the war room.
Chain him! I want him prepared for travel to the capital for trial.
Disregard that and leave us.
Thank you, Templars.
You walk a dangerous line, Seeker.
The breach is stable, but it is still a threat. I will not ignore it.
I did everything I could to close the breach. It almost killed me.
Yet you live. A convenient result insofar as you're concerned.
Have a care, Chancellor. The breach is not the only threat we face.
Someone was behind the explosion at the Conclave. Someone most holy did not expect. Perhaps they died with the others, or have allies who yet live.
I am a suspect,
Yeah, you are.
You, and many others.
but not the prisoner.
Nope.
I heard the voices in the temple. The Divine called to him for help.
So his survival, that thing on his hand, all a coincidence.
Well, they nearly killed me.
Providence. The Maker sent him to us in our darkest hour.
You really think your maker would send someone like me?
The Maker does as he wills. It is not for me to say.
Even if that means a Dalish elf is his chosen.
Humans are not the only people with an interest in the fate of the world.
The breach remains, and your mark is still our only hope of closing it.
This is not for you to decide.
Big book.
You know what this is, Chancellor.
That book?
A writ from the Divine, granting us the authority to act. As of this moment, I declare the Inquisition reborn. We will close the breach, we will find those responsible, and we will restore order, with or without your approval.
Yeah! Coward.
This is the Divine's directive. Rebuild the Inquisition of old. Find those who will stand against the chaos. We aren't ready. We have no leader, no numbers. And now, no Chantry support.
But we have no choice. We must act now, with you at our side.
I want to help.
If you're truly trying to restore order,
That is the plan.
Help us fix this before it's too late.
She smirks. You rarely see Cassandra smile. Though you might see her smile quite a bit in my roleplay. Or, not roleplay, my game. Your game. Let's call it our game. What are you worried for, asshole? Dragon Age Inquisition.